If you had come to me back in the 90s and told me that in the future I'd be playing football, okay, soccer for my fellow Yanks, voluntarily, for fun, I would have thought you must have gotten me confused with someone else. If you had told me I'd be doing it in virtual reality, I'd have told you that you were insane. Yet here we are in 2018 and I find myself doing exactly that.
Oh, no!
Virtual Reality Football Club is the second game from Cherry Pop, the folks who brought us Sports Bar VR, and you can tell that they know what they're doing. They've done a great job of making the environment feel grounded and realistic. The character animation is surprisingly fluid, and my avatar looked a lot more graceful on the pitch than I did in my living room. On PSVR, your move controllers take the place of your feet. You swing them back and forth to move forward, hold the trigger buttons to sprint and kick, and use the other buttons to strafe, kick, pass, quick turn, and center yourself on the ball. The control scheme is a little weird at first, so I absolutely recommend, nay, demand, that you do the tutorial. Pretty quickly, you start figuring out the logic of the controls, and get to have the sweet experience of kicking the ball just right and having it land exactly where you wanted it to. Something I learned? Keep your eye on the ball. No, really, that old advice works in the virtual world too. Online play is the heart and soul of VRFC. It arrives at launch with cross-play ability with the Oculus Rift and Vive, so you should have no problem firing off a match as soon as you're ready. And if you're not feeling particularly social, setting up a private room is as easy as I've seen in a game like this. When you start your game, you have a lobby, in which you can chat with everyone who's logged onto that particular pitch and sort out who's on what team. Once the game begins, however, you only hear the audio from your team, which is a nice touch. You get to strategize and work as a team, and you only have to hear 4 people huffing and puffing instead of all 8, which brings up another point. You'll find yourself pumping your arms like crazy and burning serious calories.
Okay, nice.
We've had games that make us move and sweat, and games that played like sports. But what makes VRFC special is the teamwork. What Cherry Pop got right more than anything else is the need for you to work together to score. You learn very quickly that passing to someone who's open is a far more valuable skill than just taking a shot anytime you're near the goal. In fact, if your team is full of 4 people that just chase the ball, you're gonna lose. This may seem obvious to those of you who play sports in the real world, but to a generation of folks raised on multiplayer games that can easily be dominated by 1 or 2 players, the need for teamwork is a welcome change and an important lesson. It's not without its problems. Some kind of single-player option would be great, and there is a pretty steep learning curve. But overall, I think Virtual Reality Football Club is one of the best sports analogs I've seen on PSVR. My advice? Buy this early and be one of the pros before it catches on.
Ah, fa culo! Yes! Ma vieni, ma vieni, ma vieni!